What's good, YouTube? Quasar here. Psy-frames are a deck that's been growing a lot in popularity. So I thought, you know what, today I'm going to show you guys my psy-frame deck profile. Over the weekend, before the new ban list changed, Nova and I went out to locals, decided I'll play psy-frames, and it took first place. I went X and O, so this is going to be the first place psy-frame deck profile. So jumping right into it, we play 3 copies of psy-frame driver. Not a lot to say, just simply put, this deck doesn't work without them. Whenever you summon one of your psy-frame gears, you get to summon a driver from hand, deck, or graveyard, and you usually just use it to synchro into. All the gears are tuner monsters. Also note that all of the gears only work if you have no monsters on field. So this guy's just your basic vanilla 2500 level 6 psychic. But yeah, play 3 of him. Next we play 3 copies of Alpha. Alpha allows you a search when it's summoned. You would summon it in response to your opponent's normal or special summon. You summon itself, a driver, and then you get to add another psy-frame card from deck to hand. Next we play 3 copies of Beta. Beta is like a better version of Battle Fader. Your opponent declares an attack, you special summon it, you negate the attack and destroy the monster, and then you end the battle phase. So, really good right there. We play 2 copies of Gamma. Gamma negates opponent's monster's effects. So, whenever they'd want to activate something, you can special summon it, driver, negate the activation, and then destroy that monster. Lastly, for psy-frame monsters, we play 2 copies of Delta. Delta is so good against like the Necros and the Shaddoll matchup, because if they try to like activate one of their ritual summon spells or like a Shaddoll fusion or something, this negates spells, so basically they cannot do anything. You just sit on a spell card they activate, negate it, you summon out like your Delta and then your driver, and you just carry on from there. So it just shuts down those kind of decks. We play 3 copies of Card D. This card is absolutely necessary because when you don't have the key combo pieces in your hand, you want to get to them as quick as possible. Plus, card doesn't stay on the field. You just tribute it. You draw 2. So, if you don't have the pieces, you're trying to draw into them as soon as possible. And lastly, for monsters, 2 copies of Maxi. Again, you're just trying to draw, and this card allows you for insane pluses. Okay, moving on to spells. We play 3 copies of psy-frame Circuit. The deck revolves around this card. This card allows you to instantly synchro summon. So you're usually activating all your gears during your opponent's turn, so this will just allow you to instantly synchro summon using those gears and go into like your Zeta and Omega really quickly. Also, it has like an honest-ish effect that allows you to discard one of your psy-frame monsters. So like, even if you were to open up driver, if you have this, you can just discard driver, and then another one of your psy-frame monsters gain the discarded monster's attack. So like, that's an additional 2500 attack that your monster would gain. So like, opening driver even isn't so bad because you have outs. Play 1 burial from a different dimension. This is a psychic deck, cards get banished, and this is just a way to recycle. One copy of Dark Hole. I'm playing Dark Hole over Regeki because, again, your gears only work if you control no monsters. And if you have monsters, Dark Hole will also help you eliminate both your opponent and your own field, so you can continue making plays with your gears. One copy of Book of Moon. It's a great card to just mess up chain links. And 2 copies of MST just to get rid of back row. That's it for spells. Moving on to traps. 3 copies of psy-frame Overload. This card just breaks this deck. It is absolutely nuts. Like, this card is the reason that psy-frames are so strong. Just banish one from hand or on field, and then like any card your opponent has, it gets banished face down, and they can't bring it back. So each turn you can just banish something from hand, target a troublesome card, get rid of it, and that card's just gone for good, and your opponent can't do anything about it. If they do somehow end up getting rid of this in the grave, you can just banish it and then add any other psy-frame from deck to hand. This card actually combos really well with Omega as well. Like, Omega, whenever it's your opponent's standby phase, you can target a banished card, return it to grave. So if you like use this effect to banish search, opponent's standby phase, return it, effect, banish again, you get another search. So really, really good combos you can do with that card right there. An interesting tech I decided to try. 2 copies of Zero Force. This card puts in work. You don't even understand, because Omega and Zeta, they banish themselves easily, and then you can just activate this and your opponent's board has just dropped. Usually you don't have any monsters on board, so that doesn't really affect you, but against an opponent's full board, this card just devastates them. 2 copies of Psychic Overload. Again, you're just trying to recycle your cards and draw into your combo pieces. Same thing with Bright Future. You can go from the banished zone back into your graveyard and draw a card. 2 copies of Mind Over Matter. This disrupts opponents' plays, and it also helps open up your field for more of your gears to continue their plays. And then to finish off, we play 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Solemn. So that rounds up the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. 2 copies of Omega. Omega's probably like the best synchro in the game right now. Generic level 8. Either player's turn, you can banish this card and 1 card in your opponent's hand, so it reveals what they're playing, and it also just empties out your board too. But that's not even the best part. During your opponent's turn, as I said, you can target 1 banished card, return it back to the graveyard. And if this card is in the graveyard, you can just throw it right back into the extra deck and then shuffle 1 card from your graveyard back into the main deck. So like any card that you've like reused. Solemn could be like an example. If it's in the grave, you already use it, you can just shuffle it right back in if you think you're going to need it again. So Omega, absolutely amazing. I play 3 copies of Zeta. Zeta is also an amazing card. You can target one of your opponent's attack position monsters that was special summoned, banish it along with Zeta. It's actually really good when you use that effect against an XZ's monster, because it then loses all of its materials. I should also say that this also has the effect when it's in the grave. You can shuffle it back into the extra deck, add another psy-frame card from your graveyard back to your hand. So, again, more recycling. One Psychic Life Transfer. I have it in there. I never went into it. But in case you do get low enough on life points, you can just banish something and then just gain 1200 life points. Moonlight. It's really good for disrupting your opponent's plays when they're trying to summon big monsters. And of course, Black Rose. Black Rosing on your opponent's turn is absolutely devastating. Clearwing. I never went into him either, but like it's another great level 7 synchro. Thought Ruler Archfiend. Thought Ruler is really good for protection, and whenever it destroys a monster, you just gain that monster's attack as life. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, just for like a Mirror Force-esque effect, if you will. It's just there, really. I mean, I never went into him either, but it just sort of fills up the extra deck. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This card's actually pretty dang good because it destroys all other special summoned monsters except himself, and then it deals 500 for each. Stardust Spark. Just mostly for protection if necessary, but probably won't be going into that. Stardust again for protection purposes. And lastly, one copy of Scrap Dragon. You can target himself and then another card and just pop both. And then once again, you have yourself a free board and you just continue to make plays. So that is my psy-frame deck. I hope you guys liked it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.